Dear Diary, I used to absolutely love Christmas. It was my favorite time of the year. The lights, the music, the decorations, the traditions. I'm 17 now, the youngest of 6 siblings, and I can't even remember the last time I genuinely looked forward to the holiday season. It all started to change when I was around 13. Now, for years later, the thought of Christmas fills me with dread instead of joy. When I was younger, Christmas was magical. It wasn't about the gifts or Santa or any of that. It was the way we all came together as a family. My favorite tradition was coloring with my older sister. We'd spend hours sprawled out on the living room floor with markers, crayons, and glitter pens, drawing Santas, Christmas trees, elves, and snow globes. Then we'd cut out intricate snowflakes and tape them to the windows. Christmas music played softly in the background, filling the house with that warm, cozy feeling only holiday tunes can bring. My mom would bake cookies, and the smell of cinnamon and chocolate would fill the air. Those moments, those little perfect moments, were my favorite part of Christmas. Easily. But then my sister stopped coloring with me. I was about 12, and she started finding excuses. Maybe later, or I'm busy right now, or why don't you ask someone else? But I didn't want to ask someone else. It wasn't just about the coloring. It was about spending that time with her. I begged her at first, hoping she'd give in. But eventually I stopped asking. And it wasn't just her. The whole family seemed to lose interest in Christmas all at once. We used to go ice skating every year as a family, bundled up in coats and scarves, laughing as we slipped and stumbled on the ice. That stopped when I was 11. So did our elf on the shelf tradition. My mom used to sing us a song every Christmas Eve before bed, her voice soft and soothing. She stopped that too. Decorating the house was another thing that disappeared. The day after Thanksgiving, we'd pull out all the decorations as a family. It was an all-day event, unpacking boxes, stringing lights, hanging ornaments on the tree. I loved it. But when I turned 12, that tradition fell apart. I remember begging everyone to help me get the decorations out, but they always had some excuse. Now, the tree doesn't go up until a few days before Christmas, and even then, it's just a half-hearted effort. A few ornaments here, a couple of lights there. It doesn't feel like Christmas anymore. What hurts the most is how sudden it all was. One year, everything was perfect. The next, it was like everyone had just given up. I've tried to understand why. Part of me thinks it's because I stopped believing in Santa around the same time. At first, I thought that was the reason. Maybe they'd only been pretending to enjoy Christmas to keep the magic alive for me. And when I stopped believing, they stopped pretending. That thought makes it so much worse because it makes all those happy memories feel fake. Like none of it was real. I remember being 12, lying in bed after school, crying because I'd overheard my friends talking about all the fun things they were doing with their families. I knew what that felt like. I had that once, but it felt like someone had stolen it from me. I cried quietly, feeling sorry for myself, wishing I could have those moments back, but they never came back. Now, I hate Christmas. I hate the lights. I hate the music. I hate the decorations. I hate the pressure to feel festive when all I feel is sadness and frustration. I hate seeing people's posts about their family traditions, knowing I used to have that too, but lost it. When I think of Christmas now, I don't think about joy or laughter. I think about sitting in my room, staring at the calendar, just waiting for the season to be over. I know it might sound silly to hate an entire holiday just because my family stopped caring about it, but I can't help how I feel. Christmas used to mean togetherness. It used to mean love and laughter and warmth. Now, it's just a reminder of what I've lost. And this year, I'm not looking forward to it at all. One of the hardest parts is the silence. The house used to come alive during the holidays. My siblings and I would run around, excitedly pulling out decorations, claiming the best ornaments for ourselves. My mom would hum along to the Christmas songs playing in the background, while my dad set up the lights outside. Now the house feels so empty. My siblings are older, busier, caught up in work, school, or their social lives. My parents are exhausted from their jobs and don't seem to have the energy to bring back the magic. I've tried to recreate some of the traditions on my own. Last year, I pulled out the box of decorations by myself. I set up the tree, strung the lights, and hung a few ornaments. But it felt hollow. Without everyone else there, it's not the same. It's not the same when you're doing it alone. I tried baking cookies, too, using my mom's old recipe. They tasted fine, but they didn't bring back the feeling I was hoping for. It only made me miss those days even more. The worst part? I don't think anyone else in my family even notices how much things have changed. They seem perfectly content to let Christmas fade into the background, like it's just another day. I've brought it up a few times, mentioning how much I miss the old traditions, but they just shrug it off. That's life, my mom said once. Things change as you get older. I hate that answer. It feels like such a cop-out, like an excuse to not even try. Sometimes I wonder if I'm being selfish. Maybe I'm holding on to something that's impossible to get back. Maybe I should just let go and accept that things are different now. But it's hard. Those memories mean so much to me. They were a big part of my childhood. A time when everything felt safe and happy. Letting go of them feels like letting go of a part of myself. I've talked to a few friends about it, hoping they'd understand. Some of them do. They've told me about how their families have changed, too, how traditions have fallen by the wayside as everyone gets older. But others, they don't get it at all. They still have big, joyful Christmases with their families, filled with love, laughter, and all the things I miss. I can't help but feel jealous when I hear about their plans. I want that back so badly, but I don't know how to get it. This year, I've decided not to expect anything. I'm not going to try to recreate the old traditions. I'm not going to beg my family to care. I'm just going to let the holiday come and go, like any other day. Maybe that's the only way to stop feeling so disappointed. But part of me hates that idea too. It feels like giving up. And I'm not sure I'm ready to do that. I think about the future sometimes, about what Christmas might look like when I'm older. Maybe when I have my own family, I can bring back the traditions I loved. Maybe I can create new ones. The thought gives me a little bit of hope, but it also feels so far away. For now, I'm stuck in this in-between place, mourning the Christmases I used to have and dreading the ones to come. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I've read stories online from people who've gone through the same thing, who've watched their families drift away from the magic of the holidays. It helps a little knowing I'm not alone, but it doesn't fix anything. It doesn't bring back the joy I used to feel. I hate Christmas now. I hate what it's become for me. But most of all, I hate that I can't stop caring about it. No matter how hard I try, I can't let go of the hope that maybe, just maybe, someday it will feel magical again. Until tomorrow, diary sealed.
Dear diary,